9. I think we are on 9. We're about to hit 10. Holy shit.
Let me check the YouTube real quick.
Yeah.
I love it. We can start this at the beginning of the video. I don't even need to put a new opening to it.
Episode 9. Welcome to episode 9.
Right off the bat. Well, first of all, I'm Ben.
I'm Connor. How are you?
And this is the Full Tank Podcast.
Sure is.
I'm doing great because I have the most important news we have ever had on the show.
Oh my god. What is it?
Do you want to know what happened this past week?
Hit me with it.
I finally made plat.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Wow! This is big news!
Big news.
You're finally not gold garbage. You're now officially plat garbage.
523.
Holy shit. I think that's right around where I hit plat too.
So after nearly 2 years of playing the game, of very much on and off playing comp, because I don't like playing comp much, but I'm getting back into it more. I finally got into plat. I was going up between about 2400 and 24.6.
The only time I ever became beautiful platinum garbage was when I first built my PC and I got Overwatch. The funny story about that, I bought Overwatch and then literally the day after I bought it, they discounted it like $20 and I had to try and call Blizzard and ask them to give me a discount. They said no.
Well, can't you do a refund in that period of time?
I tried to and they were like, yeah, no, we can't.
Oof.
It was rough.
That is very disappointing.
Yeah, it's Blizzard. They want my money.
But no, I got to about 2400 after I dropped a game. I was grouped out with my friend who's in Diamond. We'd play really well together. It's great because he plays all the main tanks. I play all the off tanks.
There you go.
And we complement each other's roles very well. And so we're group up. Well,
what are you maining right now?
Right now, I have most of my time in comp on Moira.
Nice.
Because I feel like a healer's always great. My friend usually ends up playing as Reinhardt, mostly.
Yeah.
So I just like stay on him and just heal him, and I can let him do dumb stuff. And it's great.
I had to play a bunch of Winston this past week since the event was going on, and it just got me wanting to play Winston a little more, you know?
Of course.
Even though Winston was kind of boring in the event, but yeah.
Oh man,
it was good fun.
We'll talk about the event in a sec, but like I got to a point, like a 1-game lost a game is about 2400, and then I won my next 4 games in a row. I went up from 2400, 31 SR immediately for a win, 31 again, got up to about 2490 something.
Nice.
My next win, and then I got the last win, got 2423, and I haven't touched comp since.
Absolutely not. You gotta just sit right there for the rest of the season now.
I just want to take a breather, appreciate what it's like. I finally beat Overwatch. Like,
you beat Overwatch. You beat the game.
I beat Overwatch. Did I 100% the achievements? No. Did
Absolutely
I
not.
Get number 1 top 500? No. Did I beat the story mode? All 3 archives events, but there's no story mode yet. But no, I beat you beat the game by getting into plat, and I did it. And I'm happy.
And now they can release Overwatch 2.
Oh god, I had a big conversation about that. It's interesting.
About Overwatch 2? Quickly, do you think they'll ever do it?
Yes, but not for the next
3 years. Will? I think they should. I think they should, and I don't think that they need to scrap every hero in the game to do it either. I think they can keep a few, like maybe 4, you know, and try and do a bunch of new heroes. Yeah. But I think it should definitely be a big shift. A lot of new game modes, a story mode, and the traditional kind of Overwatch play style. But I think that next 4 years they should start, you know, playing around with the idea.
I mean, with all the layoffs from Activision, you can't imagine that that's something they're looking into at the moment. But I'd imagine from the next 3 years we might hear something about it. But
I mean, why not kind of re-energize the franchise a little in a way that you can only do by kind of tearing it down, you know, and trying to do something different.
Granted, World of Warcraft has been going on for 15 years.
True.
Granted, it's not the same game, but
when that game does updates, the updates are less of
They're full $60 games.
They're full. They're brand new games. You're buying a new game at that point, Yeah. But anyway, speaking of Overwatch and them never gonna give us another one because they fucking hate us. Week 3, stage 2. Oh boy.
Well, let's first talk. We had 1 week of Havana, Cuba Archives event.
Yes, we had our event. It was a good one. I like this one.
How much of it have you played?
I played it probably 4 or 5 times. I typically don't play them too many times, but I wanted to try and get to each hero. And playing through it, I was like, I just love playing Winston every once in a while, It's so goddamn fun.
There's a few things about this that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
From what I've seen on the Reddit, the consensus opinion on Havana, Cuba is like, it's okay to completely underwhelming.
At this point, I don't expect too much from this. I have a good amount of fun for 3 hours with it over the course of a week, and then I'm done with it.
Let's look at some highlights. Let's look at some highlights of this though, okay?
Yeah.
The new map is fun. I think it's a pretty interesting map. There's a lot of long sight lines, not a lot of high ground. Wait, that means goats. No.
Not like this.
The storm effect was pretty cool that they gave on the last point. I thought that was pretty interesting. We got a new teaser for a new hero.
Looked like an assault hero, for sure.
A new hero that Jeff from the Overwatch team said during his developer update that he didn't want to spoil anything that was happening in the Archives event because apparently a lot of juicy stuff happens. And from what happens, it was a big character reveal at the end. It was on Temple of Anubis. Doomfist is in his very fancy formal wear tuxedo.
One of the best Doomfist skins.
A face reveal of an Omnic with robotic looking dreadlocks, and he looked pretty cool. And so I think the reason that we didn't have him revealing it during the event is because I think that's going to be the next hero.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Because there's big things coming from it, which means I assume that's the new hero.
Yeah. So, they're trying to pump stuff up right now, you know. Especially, they want to keep hype up. We're going to start getting announcements of, we're going to get the new map soon. We're going to get, anniversary's coming soon, right? It is on PTR. Yeah. It is. We're going to get anniversary soon. We're going to get summer event coming up soon. We have a lot of events coming up. They want to keep hype going right now, They got to keep hype going as much as possible.
Yeah. I have a big list of things that's going to be talked about for the future of Overwatch, but I want to stay on Havana right now. And really the last big positive for me is that the cinematics were amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Probably the best one so far.
Oh my God. They were so good.
I really liked of course, we had the Tracer riding the motorcycle was cool.
Mm-hmm. Didn't get into the mission, but whatever.
Whatever. We knew it wasn't going to happen. If they would have just said fuck it and did this Paladins thing where you could ride a horse except you could ride a motorcycle.
Only the hero that insta-locks Tracer gets to ride the motorcycle.
Of course. Oh, man.
There are a lot of bad things about it.
Yeah. As I said, I don't put too much, I don't get beat up about these events or anything. I don't put too much stock into them. It's like Lucio Ball. It's just a fun little add-on. But yeah, this one, it wasn't the most exciting.
But they went so hard with Retribution. That was the one from last year for the record.
Yeah.
We had issue with that last week. That one, they put a lot of stuff in and it was pretty cool because they had a lot of cool info drops and it was just a fun mission to go about doing. But this year, they included the storm on the last point. They hyped it up. It kind of underwhelmed. The storm wasn't that cool. It was interesting, but it wasn't that cool. The map looks fairly bland, not really colorful by the second point.
Once they start getting into with that warehouse and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a lot of color to it. Like we said last week, only 2 of the heroes are going to be fun to play on it.
Exactly. Genji and Tracer.
Yeah. If you like playing Winston, there you go. But Mercy, just
yeah, it's Mercy. You're getting spammed down by those fucking turret robots the entire time, and then you just die instantly as soon as you try to res somebody.
There's a fair amount of people that are just on the Reddit. There are a lot of people that if you get in, you lock Genji or Tracer, they just hold the server hostage because there's no time limit to pick heroes. So they'll just hold it hostage until they get what they want. Or they'll select the hero and then just throw and exit out and ruin your day. I'm like, okay, this is great.
Yeah, luckily I play a lot of Mercy comp because I'm hot garbage. So like I would be fine with just being the fill, And then I also play a bunch of Winston because I can't fucking aim on console. So I play Winston. I'm able to fill in the games, I'm able to play pretty quickly.
And then another one of my complaints is that, like, with the new hero reveal, they're like, oh, big face reveal. Oh, this guy's in the game. Oh, a dramatic face reveal has absolutely no effect when we don't know who the fuck this guy is.
Right. Yeah, we have no idea who that is. We don't even know who McCree's sex robot is. We know nothing about her. Like they just show her and then they don't do anything with it.
Well, that's Echo. We can talk about Echo in a little bit, but
okay. But yeah, I mean, like they don't do anything with those little reveals sometimes. So like, what's the point of having them in there unless you're gonna do a little bit, give a name or something?
There is speculation about who it is. I found one theory that I think is pretty set in stone on who it is. I can't find it for the life of me. But basically who they think it could be. In the lore, there's a whole bunch of programs going wild causing the Omnic crises. And they think that this could be the program Anubis that caused all the Omnic uprising, the Temple of Anubis.
Okay, I could see that. Yeah, we've done so much stuff with Blackwatch and the kind of shady side of the Overwatch stuff. We never touched on the Omnic issues, really.
No.
That just got brushed to the side so quickly, And they should have done more lore stuff with that. So yeah, I'm glad that we get a little more. I hope that that's the case because that would be a cool lore thing,
Especially because, like, at the end when he's revealed, that's on Temple of Anubis. He's talking to Doomfist, who is in charge of all that there, in charge of Talon, and all the events that are happening at that point in time. So it would make sense that that's going to be it. So we might know who it is, but
we'll find out. What was our last cinematic, by the way? Was it
our last cinematic?
It was the Diva one for Busan.
No, it was the McCree one in November.
That came out after Busan?
Yeah, it was after Busan. Busan was like July. This was in November during BlizzCon when they revealed Ashe because she was in the cinematic.
That's right. Yep, that's right.
And it also revealed Echo to everybody.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. So we're gonna get the Havana map coming up within the next few weeks, hopefully. And that'll kind of be the end of the archives releases. We're gonna have Anniversary next, and then Summer coming up. Yep. So we're actually 2 more events back to back. This is kind of the hot zone for this time.
The projected release for Anniversary is going to be May 21st.
Yeah.
Just because the way the past events work, like Archives 2017 ended on May 1st or the 2nd. Anniversary started 3 weeks later, May 23rd, Tuesday. 2018 Archive started Tuesday, April 10th through May 3rd. Anniversary started Tuesday, May 22nd, 3 weeks after, June 11th. And then this year's Archives is April 16th through May 6th. Though it's starting and ending later, it very well still may be that we're still going to see a 3-week break before Anniversary, which would be May 21st through June 10th.
Yeah, this is like the exciting time, the content drop, quarter of Overwatch.
There's a ton of information that was just added. There was so much info dropped by Jeff Kaplan officially on a stream with Nickel, Faria, and Nateson. They did a developer community stream with Jeff Kaplan 6 days ago when Archives was dropped. They dumped a ton of info that I just wanted to talk about right now.
Yeah, go for it. I didn't catch this, so this is all news to me.
First of all, this was 6 days ago. Havana is going to be on the PTR soon. It is now. Cool. The console patch was 25 gigs this time because they had to do a ton of data cleanup. Yeah. So, fun story. I tried doing the download in my room. It took about an hour and a half, but since my room has awful connection, it errored. So it took me 3 times of waiting an hour and a half a piece for it to actually download on me. Oh, man.
Oof. Yeah. That's a big old oof. Yeah. I steal Wi-Fi from my neighbors, and I get better download times than that.
Got a new router yesterday, so that's good.
Nice.
The PvP map is going to have some differences to it on Havana. No storm, different time of day. The storm originally started off as a sandstorm on Temple of Anubis when they were designing it. Also, internally, Echo is amazing to play from what they've been saying.
Oh, no shit.
They really like Echo, but she's not the next hero.
I figured.
Neither is Sojourn, who is the girl that was talking to you over comps during the whatever this event was called, Storm Rising.
The event. Is that insinuating that she is going to be a character?
That's the thought.
Okay.
That's the thought. Jetpack Cat will also never be made.
What the fuck?
Yeah. It's a bad event.
God damn it.
And they also said they have big plans for Junker Queen and Maximilian, the Omnic you were fighting in Storm Rising.
For Junkrat and Maxim?
Junker Queen. Yeah, Junker Queen, the leader of the Junkers that you see on posters in Junkertown.
Nice.
Who kicked Roadhog and Junkrat out of Australia.
Yeah, they have a few of these characters that they give us teases for and then just do not announce, and then we get Baptiste and Hammond.
Well, Hammond was one of those for a while as soon as Horizon dropped.
Well, yeah, he was kind of mentioned. Oh, yeah, he was the other one, but we thought he was going to be another monkey. Yeah. And then, I don't know where, this fucking hamster comes out.
Like, we all thought he was a week or so before Hammond was officially dropped said, they posted a big prediction on Reddit that Hammond's actually going to be a hamster, and they were so right. Yeah.
Oh,
based on like everything that they saw.
I was shocked because when I saw the ball roll by, I was like, "Wait, okay, new Omnic." You know, when they were teasing Hammond, I was like, "All right, new Omnic, great, cool." Fucking hamster pops out. I was, what?
Yeah. But no, Sojourn is actually going to be a hero at some point.
Cool.
There's something about Mama Hong. I don't know what that is. It could just be a typo. I have no idea what that is. This is the second most controversial hero behind Hammond.
Mama Hong was, I think she was in a comic.
Oh, okay.
She might have been in the Zarya comic. I can't remember.
Let me look.
She was in one of the comics, I think.
I'm Googling Mama Hong Overwatch because I honestly didn't know what that was. Who the hell is this? Mama Hong is a hero that was created for a pitch meeting for Prometheus, which became Overwatch.
Oh. There you go.
Okay, her design is taken from unused Titan concept art.
Okay. Yeah. The Titan concept art I think I have seen.
So she was supposed to be a hero. That's never came up. Okay. And Hammond, or apparently Jeff Kaplan liked her.
There you go.
Concept for Hammond was around before Overwatch was even released. So the projected, also, Sojourn is going to be a hero because it also says Sojourn was started on in 2014-15.
Wait, what?
So the concept for Hammond was around before Overwatch was even released.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and Sojourn was originally worked on in 2014 and 15.
Wow.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, like, what they're trying to do with these characters for so long. Like, what it's taking them a long-ass time, you know?
Oh, most definitely.
I mean, because they talk about other heroes, like Doomfist, as characters that they put out way after, you know, when they have this massive backlog of characters. What other characters are we backlogging, you know?
Well, yeah, like they said, Doomfist wasn't even supposed to be a character, but everybody liked who is this guy from the original short?
I can't believe they ever expected that to go any other way, though.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
As soon as they announced Doomfist, they had to put it in the game.
Yeah. And then some of the newer hero concepts were Orisa, Baptiste, and Moira.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And honestly, you kind of feel it from like their lore. Like they fit into the universe, but they were never like called back before. Like there's never a callback to them really.
They're more of like scenery to maps at a certain point, you know. I mean, Baptiste is just another soldier that kind of just went.
Well, he was in Talon. Yeah.
He was in but he just kind of like he changed sides, and then Moira is just a scientist, really.
Yeah, Moira was a background character in one of the comics, I think.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not like they're huge characters.
Who joined Blackwatch? I don't know if she joined Talon. I think she just joined Blackwatch. No idea.
Yeah.
And then Orisa was
anyway.
Yeah. There's more. Team currently focused on different features, some requested by community, some not. A feature that no one has asked about is going to come before or around Anniversary.
A feature that no one has asked for.
There's a lot of
cool,
interesting things that are going to come very soon this summer from what
for sure.
Been getting at.
with each event, they're gonna weave in patch notes and do updates to the stuff because that's the best time to drop those big events. So we're gonna have patch notes for the next 8 goddamn podcasts.
Oh, most definitely. And then the biggest piece of news, the biggest question, D.Va will get a skin that, quote, breaks the internet for anniversary.
Oh, god damn it. It's gonna be a fucking Dorito skin.
Oh, man.
It's gonna be she's gonna have Mountain Dew and Doritos, or she's gonna be, I don't know. It's gonna be something fucking weeby.
See, there's so much to do. I had like a solid 15-minute conversation with my friend about what's this going to be.
Right. The only thing I can think of off the top of my head would be something ridiculously weeby. You know?
He threw out the idea of K-pop star D.Va.
And then they release a song with her like they did for fucking League of Legends.
I think I said that there was one skin, a design that was supposed to be like Little Red Riding Hood D.Va.
Yeah.
Or like she was like dressed as Little Red Riding Hood and her mech was the wolf.
That would be insane.
That would be insane. But I think the one prediction that I threw out there was like, I really hope they just don't give her a fursona or something like that.
A what?
A fursona.
A fursona? Oh, absolutely not.
It would break the internet.
I mean, she already kind of does. She has the cat one.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate the cat one.
I said like fox-eared D.Va. That's what I'm guessing. Ugh. Granted, they already have cat D.Va, so what do I know? Yeah. There's so much to talk about.
Let's hope that does not happen.
Is D.Va really gonna have her 2 best skins both from Anniversary?
What's her other Anniversary skin? That's
the Rosie the Riveter Cruiser one.
That one is really good. Yeah, that one's really good.
I used that skin until the Nana Cola challenge, so that was like a year and a half.
Yeah, I used that one for a while.
And now I have the Dallas Fuel one, and I have like 250 coins. Oh yeah, So like last week, I was complaining that my friend got 3 100 coin drops, and I didn't get any.
Oh yeah.
Literally that Thursday, I got one as soon as I started watching.
Yay!
It was a good week of Overwatch for me last week.
I have not gotten any skins still. I have hardly even gotten drops. I need to check how many. I haven't logged onto my PC version in so goddamn long. I have no idea how many drops I have.
Yeah, right now I have about 250 coins, and that's because I'm trying to save up for... They leaked the new All-Star Weekend skins. One of them is a really cool Mercy. The other one's a really cool Lucio. I'm probably going to get the Lucio one.
I'll probably get the Mercy one.
Yeah.
Because I really, really, really blow at Lucio.
There's a lot of stuff they talk about on the stream still. Coming later summer, early fall, 2 features requested by the community. Who knows what that means? Neither upcoming feature is going to be guilds, though.
Have people been requesting guilds?
Yeah. It's an interesting idea. The team really wants to add them, though. Really cool ideas, technically challenging, but they really want to make sure that it works really well on console before they add guilds.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. And that the hardest barrier for a lot of those features, I'm guessing, is that console is so unintegrated with that stuff.
And then speaking of which, they're fans of crossplay, but it's also challenging from a technical and business standpoint to do crossplay.
Right. Understandable.
Yeah. There's comics in development, so they still want to pump out some lore.
They want to pump out half lore, though. They want to give out like just enough information to fill the pages of a comic, and then not actually develop it anywhere. Oh,
most definitely.
Because that's what they do every goddamn time.
They are not looking to rework any of the heroes. They're not a fan of reworks, but they like to keep things fresh. They'd rather introduce new heroes as opposed to completely rework one.
That makes sense. Is that their way of saying that they're not going to delete Brigitte?
Yeah. Unless they really need to change her up.
Yeah, they probably won't do that though at this point.
Yeah.
She's in the game. She's a blight on the game. She's going to continue to be a blight.
This is an interesting one. They said Overwatch would be better with regards to a 2-2-2 lock roll queue.
They did actually say that?
They think it would be better. 2 tank, 2 support, 2 DPS. Jeff Kaplan is a huge believer of this.
I would not be opposed to them doing match rules on competitive. I mean, I think they should set it so there's there's formats on competitive. They can even change up formats like by season or something, you know?
Yeah, it's interesting. They said biggest challenge is the queue time for DPS, 13 to 26 minutes is what they listed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's ridiculous. They need to motivate, it says need to motivate more tank and support play to go along with the discouragement system. Heroes would need retuning such as Brigitte for 222.
Of course.
Though the one thing that they talked about that was actually pretty interesting. I think Jane brought it up that I don't know who brought it up, but it was that when you do competitive, you go in as a DPS support or tank, and you have different SRs for each.
Okay.
Like that, so different, I really
separate,
like that.
I do like that. That would be really nice. I mean, because you can play as, I mean, if you really are a good DPS player, you'll get boosted up, and you'll get matched with people that are really good support players. Of course, it's going to take longer at higher roles.
Oh, most definitely.
But it's going to lead to better matchmaking in the end, probably, if they were to find out a good balance for it, you know? And honestly, at this point in this game's life cycle, do dramatic things. Why not? You know?
I'm leaning more towards liking this idea now.
Right.
Because, like, when you think about it, once they do 222, that immediately makes goats gone.
Right.
It shifts things up for everybody. So, like, even in the competitive scene, you're going to have people just play DPS. You're going to have people play tanks and supports. It breaks up goats, which is always good.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that then now they don't have to balance all the heroes around each other. They just really need to balance the DPSs against other DPS, tanks against other tanks, and supports against other supports.
I hate to compare it to League of Legends, but I think they do that similarly, you know, because there are very set roles in that game, you know, and it's not the most popular game in the world for nothing, you know.
Yeah.
Things like that work, and they found good systems for making that work. They can figure it. It's possible. It's very possible. Blizzard just has to get off their ass and actually make changes.
There's also the fact that goats would be dead if we did this and made 222 just popular. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just set a hard queue. I mean, make that the rules of comp. Why not?
Balance 222. Oh my God. And the biggest thing that I saw, I didn't even think about this before until somebody pointed out, goats would be dead.
Oh, goats would be dead.
Oh, man. I mean, we're seeing more variation now, so that it's technically not goats. It's just 3 support dive with Sombra. But
I've got Florida Mayhem versus Los Angeles Gladiators both playing goats against each other right now on my screen.
Oh, God. Literally, the only game that is watchable is that first game. That is the first map that Florida won.
Oh,
the rest of the match wasn't.
Yeah, this is brutal. This is really just sad to watch. I'm watching the entire team try to swarm Decay while the rest of the team gets melted, and they're just all trying to focus on the Zarya but getting melted.
Just gonna go through the rest of these real quick. No plans for free to play anytime soon.
Okay, that's fine.
No plans for Overwatch on Switch anytime soon. Doesn't rule anything out besides Jetpack Cat.
God damn it.
Want to do better for visually and hearing impaired players. Mention subtitle system. Being interesting.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that they don't have a subtitle system in this game yet.
Interesting.
They should definitely do that. And I've heard colorblind being the most famous colorblind player. They are definitely worried about what is going to happen with the colorblind options because apparently they're shitty right now still.
Yeah, definitely. Design teams ranks range from bronze to grandmaster.
Wait, sorry, what?
The ranks for the design team range from bronze to grandmaster as well.
Really?
So basically, you don't need to be good at the game to know how to balance it and make it good.
I guess, but sure. I understand why they have bronze on their team, but...
Well, I don't think they're on the team just for diversity's sake of having a bronze person. I think they're there for their balance, not their gameplay, but...
They're just shitty at the game that they make.
Yeah. The figure in the end cutscene of Storm Rising is an Omnic. Yeah, no shit.
No shit.
The top 2 requested features are story mode and new game modes. Story mode would be comparable to making a new game.
So they are kind of teasing it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's of course the age-old adage here at Blizzard Incorporated, soon TM.
Yes.
That could be a thing. I mean, I don't see it coming for a very long time, but
it'll be an Overwatch 2.
I think that it needs to be done.
At some point. Not now, but
for sure.
Especially with Blizzard. Activision just going downhill. Yeah. And then lastly, there was a ton on this. There is a cool PvP surprise coming to PTR soon.
Oh, cool. That'll be fun.
There was rumored about a generator mode of some sort a while back.
A generator mode?
Something involving charging a generator with kills or something. I don't know. Cool. People also throw out the idea of 2 payloads.
How would that work?
I think they had it in Team Fortress 2.
I think they did.
Where both teams try and push their payload to the end, but there were definitely points on the map where they're like right next to each other. Or like they would have to push, or like they have to bring the payload up on a lift, but like only if people were on the lift that it would move, or else it would fall down.
I think in my limited experience of playing TF2, ever doing those other game modes besides, the just normal team deathmatch, I remember there being one where like you could basically tug of war a payload. I remember that being pretty cool. They should add more game modes like that, Why not?
It's exciting because that means I think there's going to be a new core game mode.
Right, yeah. Give us a new core game mode. We're due up for one.
Because we only have 4. And if we include a new core game mode, that might be able to switch up the way Overwatch League is working, because for regular season, it's completely unbearable to do. They each play 4 maps, even though you immediately win after 3.
Right. For sure.
This way you could do best of 5, and it could like randomize which map is which, or have the loser pick.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that would make everything a little more exciting.
Oh, most definitely make
things more exciting. We need more stuff. Give us more stuff, Blizzard.
It's gonna be on the PTR soon, so we might have a new core game mode, making 5 core game modes.
Good.
That was a lot. Let's talk about week 3.
Let's talk about week 3. All right.
Where last week you 3-0'd me in predictions that differed.
Yeah.
This week, I did better than you.
Yeah, you sure did.
I only dropped 1 of my predictions against you.
I did shitty this week.
You dropped 3. Because I had Valiant over Washington, I had Spark over Guangzhou, and I had London over Boston.
Yeah.
But I had Outlaws over Dragons, so.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was one of the blowouts. Not blowout, that one. That was a 3-0, so there was a tie. But we had a lot of 4-0s this week.
A lot of big stuff happened this week. Florida broke the record for most map wins in a row.
Yeah, look at Shotgun.
Vancouver broke the record for most wins in a row.
Yep.
And the most important factor, which I take full responsibility over, there was a ton of Doomfist being played this week. Like, I titled our episode last week 7 Seconds of Doomfist because we joked about it for a second. And they heard me.
They were like, we need some more Doomfist in the game.
Because what happened was, Guangzhou charged when they were playing the Hangzhou Spark. If Guangzhou lost that first map, they would have the record for most map losses in a row.
Oh, no.
And so they came out on Busan with Eileen on Doomfist. And he was popping off.
Hell yeah. You'd love to see some good Doomfist play.
Like, that game was hard to watch. I think it went to 3... Yeah, it was 3-2 Hangzhou Spark. And every game Guangzhou lost, they were trying to play goats instead of playing their fun comps that they usually win with.
Ugh.
It was hard to watch.
You hate to see them go to the dark side and play goats.
But Guangzhou charge, Eileen played Doomfist. Then the next day, Youngjin on Shanghai Dragons played Doomfist and did great against Florida. Seoul, Fitz played Doomfist against Dallas. That was atrocious on our part.
Yeah.
Like, the first 2 maps for Dallas were absolutely awful. We looked better. On Eichenwald. But Toby was hard carrying on Lucio.
Oh my god.
He got at least 5 boops off the edge. It was hard to watch.
Yeah, this was not a good week for the boys. Luckily, we are going into Homestead this week. We're going to be pumped up, and it's a pretty easy week for us.
Yeah, we're playing Houston and Valiant, so I think we can win both games.
We can bounce back. But we got fucking destroyed this week. And my other boys, the Boston Uprising, also got fucking destroyed this week.
Yes.
It's rough.
I told you.
I know. I was on the hype train, and I wait. Hold on. I did not say that. Yeah, I did not. I'm looking at the list right now. I did not say that they were going to beat Vancouver. Okay, that's good.
They can only win 3-2s.
Yeah, they can only win 3-2s.
Are all of their wins this stage 3-2 wins? What's their record now? 2-3? Yeah.
Jesus.
They got 4-0'd twice this week.
Oh my god.
Man, so did Dallas. Man, that was tough.
Yeah, and then the other 4-0s were Shock. Shock is just insane.
Shock's
right now.
So good right now. Los Angeles Gladiators are so good right now. 6-0, only dropped.
Hell yeah!
6 maps, it looks like. Granted, Shock hasn't dropped a map this stage, but
right.
They're a perfect 20-0 after 5 games.
God damn. Yeah, I honestly think it's harder to get that kind of streak going than a win streak because you're doing every game goddamn perfectly. They're showing that they're going to be top 3 right now.
Yeah.
And hold on, let's see when they're going to be coming up with some of the big boys next. I want to see the next.
They're playing Fusion Thursday, May 2nd, which will be a good game.
Thursday, May 2nd. Nice.
And then Shanghai on Sunday, May 5th.
Well, Shanghai, that's not a big match. I'm talking about facing off against Vancouver.
Excuse me, don't you disrespect me in the 6th place 3-2 Shanghai Dragons ever again.
You're absolutely right. I redact that statement I said about the whatever stats you just said, Shanghai Dragons.
Also, if my math is correct, Shanghai is 1 win shy of, or 2 wins shy of tying Florida.
Could it be?
Mm-hmm.
We could finally have the prophecy come true.
Prophecy.
The prophecy. I'm trying to see. Okay, so we're gonna have a San Francisco Shock versus London Spitfire game on June 30th. That will be very exciting to watch. And whenever the hell they're gonna fight Vancouver, which might not be for a while. That might not be until stage 4, honestly, because I want to see them and see if they can be top 3. Hopefully we get that in stage final or in stage 2 finals. Yeah. But I want to see them take a stage playoff home win soon.
The biggest piece of news from this week, though.
Ooh, the biggest piece.
New York Excelsior has lost.
New York Excelsior has lost.
They got defeated by the Atlanta Reign on Friday, 3-1.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Because 3-1 is not a good score.
No, that is a sound victory for Atlanta.
And a post-Defran Atlanta, too. This is a less experienced team as of right now.
Atlanta, first of all, Atlanta they won the first 3 maps handedly.
Yeah.
It was only until New York got Rialto 4-3 in the last one.
But yeah, I don't think this is blood in the water for New York Excel necessarily.
I think they're fine still, but
I think they're fine. Yeah, but it's good news for Atlanta.
Oh, most definitely, because they were looking really bad, and this is a great win to give them some more confidence.
Right. Yeah, they were starting to drop down. Hopefully now Baby Bay is making his place in there. He's on their Zarya now, of course, because it's goddamn Baby Bay. Hopefully, if they can keep this up, they're gonna kind of turn things back around. Hopefully, to the point where I thought they were gonna be back at the beginning of the year. I thought they were gonna be at least higher mid tier.
Yeah,
but right now they're lower mid tier.
The big factor here was that Daco was back to play Debo. Okay. He came back, and they looked much better with him back. Also, New York Excelsior just played really bad.
Which is, it's rare for them.
You're always going to you may always have those days, but
yeah, but New York Excel, even on their bad day, they're the best goddamn team.
One of, yeah. Because I don't think you can make the argument now that they're by far the best in the league. But
no, they're not. They're not, for sure.
When you have 4 teams that were 4-0. Well, even London's 4-0 right now.
Well, now, if you look at it, league playoff, stage playoffs, they're still only 3 points behind Vancouver.
That's true.
they're going to be battling for that number 1 spot still. Because I mean, Vancouver, they did what, double 4-0 this week? They double 4-0'd, right?
Yeah, Vancouver, I think 4-0'd both games. Yeah, they played Dallas and they played Boston. They're good.
So I mean, really, let's see. As far as all of the top 3 teams, top 3 is decently tight. San Francisco is definitely coming up, and it only takes a few more little slip-ups for Excel for them to catch up and become second place. But
I mean, I don't think they're going to slip up again. I mean, they lost.
I don't think so.
Who else are they playing? They're playing Atlanta Reign again.
Yeah, I think they're going to have another rough week ahead of them.
They're playing Atlanta Reign on Star Wars Day in week 5.
Nice. Hell yeah.
They're probably going to win their last game. They're probably when they can win their last game. Who are they playing? Oh, Atlanta again.
Oh, Atlanta. Their next game is going to be against Reign. And now that they know what to do, they'll probably win. You know, I mean, they're probably the best coached team in the game. They're going to be fine against them the next time. But I mean, as far as their next few games, it's Outlaws. Spitfire will be a little difficult, but they'll still probably win that one. Paris Eternal. I mean, their schedule is looking very easy over the next Excel's.
Okay.
But on the other hand,
3, right?
Yeah, I mean, going forward from here, because they've got one more game, stage 2. There's a week 5 in stage 2, which is
against
weird.
Atlanta. Well, there was stage 5 last stage too.
Yeah,
because each team plays 7 games, so like it evens out. It's a half week.
Yeah, but in that same vein, Shock. I mean, they've got Philly, which will be okay. I still could see them. I see them winning that game, but 4-0, I don't know about 4-0ing that one. But I mean, really, their next few games are Reign, followed by Dynasty, which will be pretty easy for them. Or sorry, Outlaws after that one, then Dynasty. So their schedule is looking pretty easy too for Shock and for New York Excel. They're going to be hovering around that area. It's going to be hard for Shock to break into rank 2, but they're going to be pretty neck and neck for that number 2 spot, you know.
The one game that I really enjoyed watching for a bit of, if there was one map to watch this week, I would say it'd be the second map for Houston Outlaws versus Shanghai Dragons on Temple of Anubis. I know what you're thinking. Yes, I did just say a 2 CP map was fun to watch.
Wow. Yeah. How does that work?
So this map was a draw.
Yeah. An exciting draw.
An exciting draw. Neither team got a tick.
Holy shit.
Not even on the first point. They didn't get a tick. Houston had a great defense to start off. Shanghai couldn't get anything going offensively. And then Shanghai had an even better defense.
Oh my god, of course.
They subbed in Dia for DM. Dia, who was the last Chinese player on the roster, came in from last season. He came in playing Ashe, and it was much fun to watch.
Hell yeah. You love to see some Ashe play. And you gotta do crazy stuff like that when you're getting just mashed into the ground by defense, you know.
There was one moment during Houston's offense where Muma got nanoed as Winston, and he was going hard at Youngjin's Roadhog, but then he was getting too cocky because he got trapped in that upper right building when you go into attack. And Roadhog was just poking at him, and he died, and it was so funny.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that he got trapped into a corner by Whole Hog.
No.
Because the primal raging monkey getting trapped in a corner by Whole Hog is one of the funniest things in the game still.
I think he primaled, but I think got the nano too late. But it was so great because he was getting really cocky, but then his hubris was his downfall.
Of course. Ugh. Well, I mean, at the end, we got another lovely Shanghai win. I love to see a Shanghai win. Also, fuck Outlaws, so it's always good to see that.
Texas hard.
Damn it, I really wish that they would have waited for our Homestead week for us to face. Oh wait, no, we are facing Outlaws.
Yeah, we're playing Outlaws.
Last game,
of course.
The last game, of the Homestead is the rivalry match, and
let's talk about Homestand next, unless there's anything you want to talk about from the past week still.
Honestly, not too much out of this past week. I was only able to watch the massacres this week just because I've been super busy with school. But this next week, I've got fucking nothing going on at the end of this week because I'm done with school at the end of this week. So very excited for that, and I get to watch this. I'm expecting this to be a pretty damn cool Homestead.
So somebody this past week posted a GIF saying, "I finally cracked the Vancouver Titans winning formula."
Oh yeah,
and it's a GIF from Storm Rising during the cinematic when Genji cut down the car as it's going to fall on him exploding, and he sticks his hand up to Mercy grabbing him. And it's captioned Bumper doing whatever the fuck he wants, and then the Guardian Angeling Mercy is just the Vancouver Titans logo, just being carried.
You just put every last resource into Bumper and you win games. That's how it works.
I have no shame in admitting that I laughed at that GIF for a solid 15 minutes straight.
It was a good one. You said that to me. I think I was in class when you said that to me, and I instantly sent it to my other buddy that watches Overwatch League, and I just see him go, ha!
It's so true.
But yeah, I mean, really all you have to do to win as Vancouver Titans is just pump literally every last resource into Bumper, and then you win games.
Yeah.
I'm just about to watch him get nanoed right now against Dallas Fuel. Yep, he's getting nanoed right now.
And I noticed this week that Chengdu Hunters are basically the exact same as the Vancouver Titans in that they just focus on facilitating their main tank player and letting him do whatever he wants. Except Vancouver plays goats and Chengdu plays everything else.
Right. And that play style only works well with goats because it's goats.
Vancouver lets Bumper do whatever he wants, and Chengdu lets Aiming play Wrecking Ball.
Right. But as far as week 3, I would probably say that the slaughter of the week was just Dallas Fuel in general.
Oh man, we look. Yeah, okay, so I want to talk about this. They cracked the formula on beating the Dallas Fuel. And that formula is just Zachary.
Yeah.
The entire, all social media and all of the casters were like, Zachary's been catching a lot of flack for his play recently. I don't necessarily see it. But, every single game this week, every single map, the first death was Zachary and OGE.
And he is burnt out. I mean, he's just getting burnt into the ground by playing.
He looks so depressed whenever they pan over to him.
Yeah, they are doing the effect to him. I mean, seriously, you know that Effect just did not want to play what he was playing last year, and he was just miserable, always just getting driven into the ground as their main DPS, and they're doing the exact same thing to Zachary now.
Well, the kicker for me, just to put on how depressing this week was it summarized our entire week, was on Eichenwald, we were about to win and push forward through the second point. And then Toby just last second booped Zachary and OGE off the edge. And I'm like, that's just...
Oh, I think I do remember that one.
That's just poetry, and that's what lost us the map. I'm like... every single game, you isolate Zachary, because I guess Zachary was playing out of position. They're doing something that Zachary and OG are the only ones that die first. They cut him off from the rest of the team and mow him down, and then we lose.
And that's a communication error at this point, and I'm sure that it's because Zachary is probably just bummed the fuck out right now.
I don't even know if that's communication. I think that's just gameplay at that point.
Right. You got to give them some slack at this point because they've been playing fucking Overwatch for just so goddamn long, and they're just being driven into the ground playing goats, you know?
OG was looking pretty good up until this week.
Yeah.
But Vancouver noticed that all you need to do is isolate Zachary, and that's how they won handedly.
And that's their coaching coming into play, of course, because they
sold it the exact same thing.
Coach. And that's all you need to do. There's a very easy formula for us right now. Who's our newest player right now is Closer?
Yeah, Closer came in. Closer and Zachary.
He's still playing, but Zachary's still playing all the time. So what was the point of picking up this new support if we're not going to sub out Zachary every once in a while?
Well, Closer plays. He's our Lucio player. He comes in every game.
Yeah, he's playing, but what was our acquisition of him doing? If we're not using him to take Zachary off and give him a fucking break every once in a while.
Well, as the Lucio player, you don't have the flashiest role. You need to support your team. You need to bring them all. And you need to keep them all alive. Right. And Closer has been doing really well at that goal. Like he's been really good, in my opinion. I mean, he was the starting Lucio player last year for the London Spitfire, and they won.
Yeah, of course. I'm just saying that we need to give Zachary some breaks. We need to get Zachary off of fucking Brigida for his sanity at this point.
It's like that's straight up a gameplay issue. Like if you keep dying first, like at least 50% of the time it was either Zachary or OGE dying first. At least.
And Zachary was the one that was the most excited for Baptiste to come out. He's probably on his own time grinding the fuck out of Baptiste just so we can try and convince them, hey, let me play a different character.
He has been playing Baptiste more, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but not enough.
Yeah, he has 9 minutes on him already for this stage.
9 minutes, 9 whole minutes.
Well, think about that's like coming in for the first point of Bunker Comp 2 CP maps. So
yeah.
About after 4 games. That's about right.
Yeah, we hopefully we're gonna, with all these changes coming in, we're gonna start seeing some actual change on goats.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, that's just a fever dream of a delusion madman at this point.
What are you gonna do? Because like, it was a noticeable issue with Zachary dying first.
Yeah,
like good on Dallas for just being like, oh, we win and lose as a team. It's not any individual player's fault. Like, that's completely fine. But something's up, and they realize that you just need to isolate Zachary and OG, and that's how you win every game. And apparently it's easy to do because that's what happened literally every team fight.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Well, luckily easy week for us coming home.
Yeah, let's talk about the Homestand.
Homestead's going to be exciting. I think it's going to be a good week for us. Only 8 games, but they're doing... is this only... Oh, no, it's not even just separated by...
No.
I thought they were going to just separate it and just have East versus West.
Nope. They just have a few teams. They have a few teams coming in, and it's great.
It's going to be very fun. I'm sure they're going to have a big... Because this is our first Homestead. We haven't had a Homestead yet.
Yes. The inaugural one, and it's honestly, you couldn't have picked a better one.
For sure.
Best fan base in the league with Dallas. Got a lot of other good teams, fun games to watch.
We've got a very exciting one. I know you're going to be excited for this one. Partially because of the Bubblegum Brigade for me, but Hangzhou Spark versus Chengdu Hunters. That'll be a very fun game.
The first one. Let's just go down the list from starting the first one. We're going to do our predictions. I got them pulled up.
Okay.
First game is Paris Eternal versus London Spitfire on Saturday.
I think this one is pretty cut and dry.
I mean, it's going to be a good one. London's 4-0 right now. They're placed 5th right now, but that's because they only played 4 games. And that's because all these teams that are going to be in this homestand haven't been playing as many games because they're only going to be playing this weekend. It's only going to be those 8 teams. This is their
time to catch up, right?
Exactly. London Spitfire looking really good right now.
Yeah.
At 12-2.
And Paris, I mean, it's Paris. They're going to put up a fight, but...
Paris is going to put up a fight. They'll look better, but I think I have to give it to London Spitfire as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, is there going to be any game this week that we're going to disagree on?
I don't think so.
The next game is Chengdu Hunters versus Hangzhou Spark.
I'm going to go with the Chengdu Hunters. Okay, we are going to disagree.
I think Hangzhou is pretty good right now. They're 2-2, but they're -6 map differential. That means they won 3 2s, and they 3-2 both wins, and they got 4-0'd both losses, I think.
And then
I think
Chengdu
that's
Hunters
what it means.
Chengdu Hunters are at 2-2, and they have a +2 differential. I, of course, have a lot of bias, just because I like the Hunters, but I also like the Hangzhou Spark, but I think that Chengdu is going to come up on this one.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, they 3-2'd the Guangzhou Charge, they 3-2'd the Boston Uprising. Both are okay teams. I think Guangzhou Charge really needed that win against Atlanta. They had a really good game against Hangzhou, to be honest. But both of Hangzhou's losses were 4-0s against San Fran and Vancouver.
So they're off of a rough week.
It's hard to like fault them for
well,
those
yeah,
losses,
I mean it's Shock and Titans, the two like most dominant teams.
Yeah.
Right now. They're like right now they're like for this stage they are the undisputed ones, you know. So what can you do?
So here's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Hangzhou looks better than they did in stage 1. They made some good changes in stage 1. Chengdu looks about the same. Yeah. They played each other week 1, stage 1. Hangzhou won. I think Hangzhou looks better, so I'm gonna go with Hangzhou.
All right, we'll have a difference for us. Good.
We'll have a. I'm pretty sure they played week 1. Or did they already play?
I thought they did.
No, they played Guangzhou already, I think. Who was it they played? I'm going crazy. No, Guangzhou played Chengdu. That's what I was thinking.
Well, anyway, Outlaws versus Dynasty.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Hangzhou. Who are you going to go with?
I'm going to go with Chengdu.
You're going to go with Chengdu?
Yep. We'll have a fight on that one.
Chengdu play? Who has Chengdu played, actually? Let me figure this out.
Their last 2 games. Let's check.
Let's see, they lost 3-1 to Gladiators. In week 3, they lost to Shanghai 3-1, and week 1 they 4-0'd Paris and they 3-1 Washington. Okay, so they beat a middle of the pack team and they lost some bad ones.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going with Hangzhou this game.
It's going to be a close one.
Oh, most definitely. I think it's going to go to a game 5.
Cool. All right. Outlaws versus Dynasty.
Are you still going to go with Chengdu?
Yes.
Okay.
I sure am.
On that. Outlaws Dynasty. So Dynasty is looking really good.
Yeah, Dynasty is Dynasty. They're gonna just keep on being strong. They're gonna keep on being they're always gonna be, not amazing, but really good. They're not gonna be top 3 for a while.
Yeah, Seoul Dynasty are 1-2 right now. They 4-0 Dallas.
They sure did.
So they lost a heartbreaking 3-2 to Los Angeles Gladiators, and then they got 3-1 by Vancouver.
Hell yeah.
So they've had some tough matchups, and then they also played Dallas.
Especially with how good the Gladiators are looking right now.
Yeah. Fuel's bad, man.
Fuel's bad, man, for sure.
Yeah, Gladiators are ranked number 1 right now for the record. They're also the only team that played 6 games. They're 6-0 right now. They have a plus 12 differential at 18-6-1.
Okay, that makes sense.
They're not the best undefeated team in differential wise. If you're looking at pure differential, they're at 4th. But
we're gonna
right now. Shock looks like the best team, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. Me too. So I'm gonna take Dynasty in this one.
Okay, yeah, Dynasty's the better team. Houston's still looking middle of the pack / bad. So
I say they're low end of the middle pack right now. Yeah,
it's got to be Seoul Dynasty. They look amazing against Dallas. Like, they look extremely well coached.
Oh, yeah.
And Fitz looked great on Doomfist.
Oh, for sure. Then both nights are going to be closed out with the boys. Our first night is going to close out Los Angeles Valiant versus the boys. And I'm glad that they're hey, you guys can have some easy games for your homestead. So we can kind of pump you up a little bit,
I don't know,
They're going to give you a break.
Off of a win.
They're coming off of a win, but Dallas Fuel is going to be out for blood. You know that they're going to be jacked up to be home. They're going to be having the very, 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 because damn well that stadium's going to be packed with blue.
Oh God, it's going to be all blue. Well, I think in general there's going to be a ton of people supporting their team in the Dallas area. So I don't think it's going to be exclusively blue.
I think.
Would it change your mind if Valiant is currently ranked above the Dallas Fuel?
It won't. I think that just on pure hype alone, that they're gonna be coming out for blood, especially after doing so poorly last week. I think they're gonna kick their asses this week.
Valiant were one of the best teams last year. One of the most well coached as well.
I'm still going with our boys.
Yeah, I'm going with Dallas too, because I think they're better, and I think that with a week to process what actually went on, I think that they'll be able to adjust and hopefully not just completely fall apart as they did this past week.
Right.
That's all the games Saturday.
Then that's it for Saturday, and then Sunday we're gonna start out with Hangzhou Spark versus Paris Eternal.
Have these two teams played before?
I don't think so, actually.
I feel like they have.
Let's do a
But
quick
don't
check.
quote me on that. I'm on the podcast, so of course I'm always quoted.
You're going to get quoted on that. I'm going to do a quick scan through really quick, see if I can't see it.
Okay. I am doing one as well.
I'm on stage 1.
It does not appear that they have.
I don't think they have.
Oh, well.
But I think this is a pretty even match at this point.
My thoughts too. Paris is looking much better. They're, I think, 8-7-1 in map differential right now. So pretty much right in the middle.
Yeah. They have a +1 differential, and then Spark is at a -6 differential. They're both 2-2 and 4 for the. Sorry, they're both 2-2 for stage 2, but on map differential, Paris is leading. This one's gonna be close. This one's gonna be another game 5, I think.
I think so too.
I want to give it to Paris, but I'm iffy on this one. This one I am probably the most iffy on for this week.
So I'm going to go with Hangzhou. Both of Paris's wins were against Guangzhou Charge and Florida Mayhem. Pretty bottom tier teams right now.
Pretty easy.
Guangzhou looked really bad when they were just playing GOATs for some reason, even though they were great at playing regular DPS before. And Florida is Florida.
Yeah,
Hangzhou has played harder matchups, but they have won. I think that Hangzhou's going to go ahead. They look like a solid team. I think they're pretty well coached at this point. And got a lot of good things going for them.
I think it's Hangzhou. I think you're right.
Crystal looks great.
The Crystal
looks great.
Oh, I thought you were referring to the crystal ball that I was looking into because I'm a soothsayer.
No. Crystal looks great. IDK looks great.
Of course.
Gooshway looks great. Rhea even looks great. Like Godspeed looks good. They're looking really strong this stage. It just had some really tough matchups. I think it has to be Hangzhou Spark.
Yeah, I'll go with Hangzhou Spark too.
Next matchup, Chengdu Hunters versus London Spitfire.
Oh boy.
Didn't they play week 1 this stage?
I think they've already fought each other recently.
Like, I feel like they played each other relatively recently.
That sounds right, but I'm not sure. I can't be positive. I can't be wrong here on the Full Tank podcast. That would just ruin me. My credibility.
Be a trip on the podcast that we run casually.
I imagine that it didn't go well for the Chengdu Hunters last time it happened. I don't imagine it will go well for the Chengdu Hunters this time when it happens.
Florida looks really good.
What's that?
London looks really
I was about to say, Florida?
Whoa, just take it easy, man.
Take it easy. Take it easy. Chengdu Hunters will put up a fight. I think it'll be a good match, but it'll probably
give Chengdu credit. They're looking good, solid this stage.
Yeah, they're looking good.
I don't think 4 against Paris.
Yeah, but yeah, I still go with London at the end of this one.
Yeah, London turnaround. They're looking really good right now. I have to give it to London as well.
Going on to Seoul Dynasty and Los Angeles Valiant.
Seoul Dynasty gets the pleasure of beating the Valiant.
They sure do. I think that will be a good game as well.
Mm-hmm.
Especially while Valiant's kind of got a head of steam behind them.
Or Seoul does.
Seoul does. I give it to Seoul, but that will be a pretty good match.
Like, for those of you that didn't watch the Seoul Dallas game, Seoul completely crushed Dallas.
Yeah.
Like, Dallas only got a little bit of life near the end, like on map 3, and a little bit on map 4. But they just got completely crushed. Toby was hard carrying on Lucio. It was bad.
The boops.
And then, last game, I don't want to think about that one. Dallas versus Houston.
Oh, this is going to be a good one.
This is going to be a good one. It's going to be back and forth.
It's going to be the big... I mean, have we fought this year yet?
No, I don't think so.
This is our first match?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Okay, yeah, this will be good. Last year, did we win a game against Outlaws?
I feel like we did.
I think we won 1, lost 2.
Yeah,
I think we played them 3 times.
Bad. But I think we're solid this year. I think Houston has a lot of cool tricks they can play, but I don't think that they're good enough to actually capitalize on that and win, as evidenced in the Shanghai game.
It's going to be the most hyped game of the night, obviously. It's going to be the most hyped game of the week, for sure. But, yeah, Dallas is just looking better right now.
like individually,
even beyond the bias of us, they're just looking better.
Because like when Dallas was playing well this stage, they looked way better than when Houston was playing well.
Yeah, for sure.
I have to give it to Dallas. It was the only game we're differing on, Spark versus Chengdu.
We'll see. I'll probably text you during that one. What is that, on Saturday?
Yeah.
I'll be done for the day. Oh wait, that's in the morning. I might not be able to watch that one live. I might be.
Saturday. Be out hiking. The times are different on Saturday. Saturday starts 12 p.m. Eastern. What is that? 9 p.m. Pacific. And then
AM
Sunday
on Saturday. That's AM.
No, it's not. Well, for you it's AM. For you it's AM. It's 9 a.m.
Oh yeah, because it's 12 p.m. for you.
For me, and then the next game is 1 p.m. for Sunday.
Yeah.
10 p.m. for you. Yeah. Are you gonna get up, get some cornflakes, be in your pajamas, and watch some Saturday morning Overwatch?
Well, I'll probably be hiking on Saturday, but next week there's the potential. So next Monday we are not going to have a podcast because I'm going to be road tripping, yes. Which means that there is a potential this may not happen. We'll see, but you heard it here first. Connor Etchell could be in Cleveland next week.
Oh, wow.
We're waiting on if I'm going to be doing a climb test here in Vancouver for my job. But nice. As of right now, it looks like I'm going to road trip home and spend a few weeks at home, which I'm very much looking forward to. So we will have a podcast filmed at the same time for once.
We can, yes.
Shocking.
But
yeah, I am very much looking forward to seeing the next 2 games that we got coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully being able to actually relax and catch some because I've been so goddamn busy with school recently.
Of course.
And I'll be able to sit at home and do fucking nothing. All right. Do we have a slaughter of the week for this week?
See, I thought they did a good job in organizing a lot of these games so that there's not going to be, at least matchup-wise, I don't think there's going to be one particular slaughter.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they tried to
choose one.
Yeah.
I think it'd be London over Paris.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe Seoul over Valiant.
I'm going to give it to London over Paris.
Yeah.
Just because I think they wanted to have the very worst game at the very beginning to only have build up from there.
Oh, most definitely.
For sure.
I think both Hangzhou Spark games are going to be the games to watch. Is my thought.
Yeah, those will be very exciting. And then, of course, the grand finale is going to be very, very fun to watch.
See, I don't know about that because from a hype perspective, that's a great one to watch. From a gameplay perspective, if Dallas is going to play the way they have been last week, I don't know if it's going to be fun to watch.
I think as far as like the fanfare and everything goes, it's going to be very exciting to watch. I'm sure that Dallas is going to just be really, really fun. I wish I could go to this game. This would be the one to go to.
It's sold out.
Oh God, yeah. That stadium is going to be blue as shit. I'm very excited.
So much hype. It's going to be great. Yeah, that's it for week 4. It looks like.
Looks like that's it for week 4. Anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up?
We got a new Star Wars game announcement. Well, not announced. It's already announced, but they got a cinematic trailer for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Empire. Looks pretty cool.
They've kind of been tossing around what the style of game it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
We did hear a rumor that it's going to be very Sekiro-esque, which I'm very excited for if that's the case. I think that if any kind of gameplay style or sword style is going to match with how a Star Wars game should play, it should be Sekiro. A lot of parrying and blocking and doing dodging, things like that,
Yeah.
Especially with the jumping that Sekiro has kind of played around with. I think that in Star Wars that will be really, really cool to play around with. So I hope that they make it like I don't want to say a From Software RPG, but I hope it's got a lot of those elements to kind of you're going to build your character up and have this really cool, combat style where you're going to build up your almost kind of art style, I guess, where you're going to kind of decide if you want to play like a really aggressive Jedi or like a really, kind of flow like water Jedi, which would be very cool. I hope that they do something like that where you can kind of play around with your play styles and your fighting style, you know?
That being said, you did tweet out saying that you want it to be a From Software Star Wars game.
They absolutely should. I think that they would handle it absolutely fantastically.
Oh, of course.
No company does story or world building and story building better than From Software, and I think that a universe that would fit perfectly as far as world building goes would be Star Wars. I think that'd be amazing. But it's Respawn, which
it's somebody Respawn, the company that was in charge of Titanfall 2. That was great. They were behind all the good Call of Duty games as well.
Yeah, for real. And I don't think we've ever had the Titanfall 2 chat on this game. Titanfall 2 is one of the most criminally underappreciated games ever made.
I got it for my birthday a couple months ago. I haven't been playing it as much. I played a little bit of the campaign, but it's really cool. The combat's very smooth, and that's what I'm excited for.
I have not played a second. Yeah, go ahead.
They're going to make the combat of this game so good.
Oh, for sure.
So excited.
They already showed wall running.
Well, granted, that was a cinematic trailer, and it's Respawn, so of course it's going to be wall running. But
oh god, yeah. I have not played a single second of Titanfall 2.
Really?
But I adore it because I used to just sit around and watch my roommate Jake play it every night when I got home from work. And it was like the highlight of my day was watching him play this game. It was so cool.
Everybody that like plays Titanfall 2 acknowledges it's like the best shooter.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. And I mean, not that Apex is the same thing. I still play a good amount of Apex, and it if they can kind of, I mean, they're Respawn, good.
The company also behind Apex, which is probably bigger at this stage, but
yeah. So I think that they'll do well with it for sure. They put care into their games. They do.
A big single player story game. It's gonna be great.
Hell yeah, love a good single player story game. Speaking of single player story games,
I started playing God of War.
Oh boy, what do you think so far?
So I've been live tweeting me playing it.
The actual highlight of my past few days has been these tweets. They're hilarious coming from somebody that has not played this game.
There's going to be some obvious spoilers about God of War PS4 coming up.
Yes.
I got to the point in the story where I cut off Mimir's head, and I'm going to take him to get that dagger, I think, or the pick that lets me open different gates. I'm going to do that soon.
Have you gotten to that ice area yet?
No, I saved in the central hub, and I'm gonna go walk over there.
You're gonna like that next area. It's pretty cool.
So I'm about 10 hours in at this point. How long is the game? About?
I'd say probably about 25 to 30. It's not a super long game, but there's some stuff that you can do in the after you beat the game.
I mean, for a single player story, that's pretty solid.
But... Oh, for sure. It's a good concise story, but you can flesh out the game a lot more with the side stuff that you can do.
Yeah,
for sure. And I played through the game twice without the New Game Plus mode, and then I played it through 2 more times with the New Game Plus mode so that I could get all of the bonus materials. So once you're done, you can actually start right back through with all your gear and play it to get upgraded equipment. And all of the upgrade equipment is really fucking cool. Yeah. So it is definitely worth the second playthrough.
Yeah. Right now I'm choosing all the armor that just boosts my strength because I'm a damn barbarian and I just want to go crazy and punch things.
Yeah.
Who cares about defense? I just want to min-max my strength.
Hell yeah. That's what your shield's for. Yeah. You don't need defense. And
I'm getting better at it.
If you're getting really good at deflecting in that game, you should right after this game. You should practice a shit ton of it and then play Sekiro after.
I'm getting good at my dodge rolls and hiding behind trees because I fought a bunch of those the like forest ancients / soul eaters. Like literally, like I did the one side mission and I fought a forest ancient as soon as I got out of it, and it was like one of those ancient models. Next side mission I do, I fight a soul eater, which is the exact same thing, the exact same model, only weaker.
Right.
And I knew how to cheese it. I just hid behind things and then threw my axe. It was great.
My one of my very few complaints for that game is the lack of kind of side bosses. It's kind of just reskinning things.
like that wasn't even okay, the Forest Ancient was a direct reskin of the like Ice Ancient that we fought in Tyr's Temple the first time, like, but with fire. And then it was literally the exact same model for the Soul Eater with all the fire, just slightly weaker.
Yeah, and that's one of the weaker spots of that game. What did you think about the very first Baldur fight?
That was tough. That was honestly pretty tough for me.
I loved that
because it was it was like right off the bat, it's like, okay, this isn't just a hack and slash. You actually need to do strategy in this, because I think this is like my first game I really played of this sort of type, this sort of like hack and slash beat 'em up boss thing, sort of in the style of like Sekiro, sort of in the style of Dark Souls, sort of just like
it is. I would consider it a subcategory of Dark Souls for sure.
That kind of like game. And I was like, okay, let's see how this guy's. He's he's invincible, whatever. And I threw my axe at him, and he dodged out of the way and knocked me on my ass. I'm like,
yep. There you go.
I was like, oh,
cool.
This is gonna be actually a challenge. And I was like, wait. Luckily, it switched to a cutscene every 2 minutes and restored my health up to full. Because I was getting my ass beat because I was still bad at the game. I'm still kind of bad at the game, but I know how to do a lot more tricks now.
Oh, for sure. That's a game where, for sure, the progression feels very good, where you are getting new stuff that you can do. Like, towards the end of the game, you start relying on your runic attacks for a lot of stuff. Like, one of my favorite ones is it's one of the light runic attacks. You basically you do like a 360 and whip out your axe, and it auto targets to like 3 or 4 targets, bounces across them, and then comes back to you right away. That one is just insanely good.
I got the one throw thing that lets me light target a bunch of like 5 people and hits them, but it just bounces off.
Yeah.
I have the one light runic that just like it kind of shockwave pulses them away, which I like. I like that one a lot. But
yeah, if I can make a suggestion for you, definitely at the end of the game, do all the Valkyrie fights. Those are all side bosses that are completely optional. Find them all and do them all. You get some of the cooler pommels and things off that.
Okay.
My favorite pommel in the game, it turns your R1 throw, your just normal weak throw, it turns it into like a sniper shot, and it just does a shit ton of damage. So I just sit there and just chuck the axe at things until they die.
The one thing that I miss from this game, one of my complaints, is that there's no real stealth at this point.
Right.
Like there's no crouch. I mean, the fact that there's no jump button is already annoying for me a little bit, but
yeah, there is no stealth in that game really. So you're God of War. You're not supposed to be doing stealth. You're supposed to be
of course, you're literally a straight up rage-induced barbarian, murderer, like from the first God of War games. Stealth is not your MO, but
yeah, in canon, he's basically unkillable. So he's one of the strongest mythical creatures ever put to a game.
And then I get one shot by a wolf because that makes sense for being an a god killer who gets one shot by a wolf.
How do you like the story so far on this one?
The writing is so good. There's one side mission that I did. It was one of the first 2 ones. I think it was finding the whetstone.
Yeah.
For the one dwarf brother. And that put me against 2 purple level enemies going through it. And then both of them were able to just one-shot me. And I'm like, my brother warned me that these purple level enemies were just way stronger than me. But I told him that, that like, oh, maybe for you, but I can outwit them. It took a while. How did that go?
Yeah.
It took a few attempts. I didn't use my resurrection stone during it because I didn't want to waste it on a side quest on a mid boss, because that's not worth it.
Right.
It was a lot of just like, okay, so I get swarmed by 10 wolves immediately, and the one of them can one-shot me. But if I heavy throw my axe at him, he can be frozen for like 30 seconds. So I can rage kill all the other ones before I have boy focus onto this one. And
you're done. That's basically all you need to do.
There's like the other one. It was like a big guy that summoned like 2 guys that were his size that were like mini guys. So like, okay, so I can do my freeze hacks on the big guy to freeze him for a bit, kill the little guys, and then I noticed if I back far enough away, he targets and fights Atreus instead of me.
Yeah.
So when he does that, I can throw an axe at him from afar and then run at him and beat him off that way. And so I can outwit them. Granted, I don't know if I'm going to keep being able to, but I can do it. I could do it for a bit.
For this brief, beautiful moment, you'll be able to figure out the game, and then it will throw something else on your head that will completely turn that over and make you wish that you never picked up the game. And then you'll beat everything, and then it will be fine.
One of the best gardening simulators I've ever played.
Oh God, yeah.
When you see the Witch of the Woods, who ends up being the goddess Freya, you get to pick vegetables for her, and then she literally, like, I laughed so hard when she like gave the blessing on me, and she literally just put a bright yellow flower on my neck.
Yeah. She just slapped on your neck and sent you on your way.
My reaction was, now she's drawing henna on me, so that's great.
She was a hippie. She was bound to do it.
Mm-hmm. I enjoy just walking around randomly pressing buttons, and I just hear boy going Nissa and firing an arrow randomly. So funny.
I think that's one of those games that every character that they put in that game, they just completely knocked out of the park.
The Dwarf brothers are hilarious.
They're great.
You got Brock, who's just cursing up a storm, doing whatever he wants, just yelling at everybody. Both of these brothers hate each other. And you make Sindri, who like, that's my axe. Did you kill her? He's like, I'll fight you. And then he like puts his dukes up and he's just whimpering. There's just so much.
I don't know how they came up with a germophobic blacksmith dwarf, but it's the funniest fucking thing.
Like when I killed the dragon, and the dragon fight was so cool. By the way, it was kind of easy because I'm playing on normal, and I have the one perk. So, I get a lot of the health pods, which are very helpful because I'm as a min-max strength user with no defense. I really appreciate getting as much health as possible.
You have no defense,
and I just love pulling out of his bag of holding, trying to find gifts to give all of us. And he's like pulling out no, and he pulls out a fish, and he's like, just the little interludes when they're all on the boats together.
They're great.
It's great writing. That's really just what I like. There are some and there's also like when you cut off Mimir's head and you're going to the Freya, and Boy's just like, oh, if it doesn't work, can I throw his head into the water or something? Can I light it on fire or something? And Kratos is like, no, but you can feed it to a fish if you want.
Thanks, Dad.
Just this is great.
Just a little side thing that you can go do. Take Mimir back to his body at some point and let him look at it.
How long do you stay with Mimir?
Mimir stays with you for the whole game.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah. He kind of acts as your alert system in the game. So if anyone's coming up behind you, it stops being Boy that says "Look out!" Now it's Mimir that says "Look out," which is way less annoying.
And that's good to have the little quick turn as well.
Yeah. Later in the game, actually in playthrough 2, you have the option of eventually getting a set of armor. Oh no, you can get it in playthrough 1. You can get this. It's a set of armor. It's called Zeus's armor. If you have all of the pieces for it, you basically one shot nearly every minor creature in the game because it just sends your damage through the fucking roof.
I do like the min-max strength.
It's supposed to be Zeus's armor, but the catch, you die in one hit. And by that point in the game, that doesn't become as much of an issue because of how good you get to that point.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Especially with some of the equipment that I use, you get a few things later in the game where if you perfectly time dodges, it basically slows down the world for a few seconds and you can just make these massive combos. Oh, it's so goddamn fun.
I think I did see I had a talisman for that.
Use that one. It's a lot of fun.
I do have a couple minor complaints playing through the game. As soon as I opened up the game and I got to the main menu, it looked so much like a PS3 game and how its interface looked.
As far as what?
Like the fonts of it, however, the colorization for it.
I think they stylized it that way.
Yeah, it looked dated. That's just my thought.
I get what you mean, but
yeah.
I think they did try and stylize that like that on purpose.
Yeah. Personally, I'm not a big fan of those huge menus with sub-menus throughout all of it.
Yeah.
Trying to navigate it's just weird because there's like 4 different ways I can scroll over, but I like, oh, do I scroll over with my cursor? Do I scroll over to the next page that's in the subsection? Do I scroll over the actual sections together? It's annoying.
Sekiro kind of suffers from that problem too.
Yeah. I mean, any game where you unlock skills and combos, I feel like you're going to run into that issue.
Yeah.
I don't like that you can't regenerate health out of combat, like even in combat.
You can.
You can.
Later. There's a lot more ways to do it later.
Yeah. Well, of course. I got a health boost recently, so hopefully it's not that bad. But like because right now I have the one talisman on me that lets me do a quick health burst. And I gotten better talismans, but I like that because health is good. But like, I shouldn't be able to just roll around with 1 HP outside of combat, and there's nothing going on.
Right.
I feel like
you
can just get cheesed out that way. And like, if you don't see an enemy, which some enemies are just in random locations, that's kind of cheeky, and I don't like that particularly.
Luckily, they do try and have pretty forgiving spawn points. And later in the game, luckily, there's like a bunch of stuff like armors and a bunch of talismans start giving you just passive healing.
That's good.
There's actually one that like you need to use for a while if you're gonna go to one of the side areas, one of the optional areas. You need to use the certain regen talisman, and they're all really good. Later in the game, you'll start catching on to all the other cool late game equipment. You'll appreciate it.
I'm sure. There's also during the whole section in Tyr's Temple where you have all the light up crystals and you have to move them around. You put all the crystals on your shoulder, you walk so slowly, and that's just not exciting gameplay. It's not fun to be able to just move slowly over. Especially at how quickly and how fluidly you can move Kratos regularly. It sticks out a lot. And you can move with a crystal for quite some time, and it's pretty annoying that way.
I'm going to send you a video later of like one of the people that's really good at God of War, like kind of how I started learning how to play God of War at the higher level, because I play on the hardest difficulty because I fucking love that game. I play it way too much. But one of the like my favorite little things to do is just do a speed builds where you have every bit of like movement speed increase, and there's a way that you can do this like it's like a dash. It's almost like a wave dash, basically, where you kind of do this like weird input, like weird series of inputs, and you can like skate across the floor and be right up in people's faces right away. And it's so goddamn fun to do that in combat, because like you could actually do it really well in combat if you learn it, you know? And like it just helps you instantly close the gaps and just punch people right in the face. Oh, it's so fun.
Yeah. And my only other complaint, and this is my biggest complaint about the game.
Yes.
It came out in 2018.
Yeah.
Why do we still have button mashing quick time events?
Yeah.
When they had got the God of War 3 on PS4 for a free game of the month in like October this past year.
Yeah.
And my friend played it until I think the first fight against Poseidon and brutally murdered him. I'm like, God, I tweeted about like name a more iconic duo than the PS3 and QuickTime events, because I'm just like, wow, I forgot about it, and it's still in this game. I'm like,
yeah,
like I get you want me to feel like a really strong barbarian dude, but like it's not good gameplay.
You know, a game does a really good job of blurring the lines of like QuickTime event. I mean, because they're not really QuickTime events. They are a prompt that you need to do to do kills sometimes.
Yeah.
Sekiro.
Oh, man.
Sekiro makes you feel like a badass by pressing those buttons every last time.
Like, that's my one complaint. I'm like, come on, you don't need to do it. And, like, it's the same animation, like, for every time. Like, oh, we're in Tyr's Temple. We're gonna freeze this jelly vein with my axe, and then Kratos is still gonna make his disgruntled face trying to break it when he's chopping it, or I'm trying to dislodge the cart from moving up during this dragon fight. I'm like,
Yeah.
It's not exciting.
Hopefully
right now,
they kind of start dipping away from that in the next game.
It's got some fun gameplay. I want them to like get away with it, because when was the last God of War before this one came out in 2018?
It's been like, I think 10 years.
Like, why still have it? Why?
You're right. You're right.
I hope they get rid of it, but if they have it in 2018, why would they get rid of it?
They definitely toned it down, but there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it, and hopefully they keep toning it down in the next two, hopefully 3 games that they release for the series, because I think they confirmed that they're doing 2 more, but I also heard that there might be a 4th.
But like right now, I would put the game at about an 8 out of 10 for me.
Okay.
There's a lot of just flaws that shouldn't be in a game, that shouldn't be in a modern game nowadays, especially the game that won Game of the Year. Like,
yeah.
The writing, the game is phenomenal. The gameplay is very satisfying. Like, Kratos is extremely well written. Like, I love the fact that, like, he was a brutal murderer before, and now he's toning it down when he has his kid, trying to hide everything. The writing for him is so great. There's just a lot of cool little story moments where, like, he was weary about putting his hand on Atreus' back. He almost did it, but then he just didn't. Like, to show he's caring for them. And then after the dragon fight or whatever, he actually did it. I'm like, it's so sweet.
I think you'll also find a lot of things that if you do decide to do a second playthrough, a lot of story things there's a lot of, the game is kind of cyclical in nature, and you'll see that a lot. And especially if you play it a second time, you'll kind of understand that a little more. Do you know nothing about the story?
Nothing.
Okay, I think this game.
My early prediction is that Freya's a bad guy, but that's all I'm guessing.
I think that this game has some of the best end storytelling ever put to a game.
I'm excited about, because like even the little side dialogue in the boats is great. Like,
yeah,
because it got to one where like Mom always Mom always used to tell stories. Do you have any stories that you could tell? And then he would tell the story of like, oh, the tortoise and the hare. He was really bad at it. And he would tell one about a horse, and he's like, the horse was trying to kill a deer, so he teamed up with a hunter, and they were able to kill him together. Like, oh, so the hunter was good. Cool. So the horse was free. Like, no, but then the hunter enslaved him for his entire life. Like, oh,
yeah,
so he got his revenge, but it cost him his freedom. That's not worth it. And Kratos is like, yes. I'm like, whoa.
Thanks, Kratos.
Because isn't that kind of, because I don't know about the first God of War, 3 God of War games, but like that's kind of what Kratos, right? He was like killing all these gods. I don't know if he had a personal vendetta against them or whatever, but then like he realized that like doing all this wasn't worth it, because now he's like on the run. There are gods after him, because like Baldur got sent to him to murder him, obviously.
Basically what happened was that Kratos pledged himself to a god that said that if you help me strike down my foes, I'll be your servant, right?
Yeah, Ares, right? Was it Ares?
Yeah, Ares. Yep. So he did it. He saved him. He became a deity, and then he rebelled against the god, because the god at one point, Ares made him go to this village, and he was massacring this village. And in the midst of the massacre, when he was killing everyone in a temple or a church, he kills his wife and child. And the shaman of the town, or the priest of the town, curses him to always have his wife's and daughter's ashes on his skin. That's why he looks pale all the time, and that's why he's called the Ghost of Sparta, and that's why he rebels against the gods.
That's not Faye, is it?
No. Or no. Faye is just Atreus's mother.
Do we meet Faye in God of War 3, or is she just a character for God of War 4?
Faye is strictly Norse. Everything now is all Norse. Gotcha. You get glimpses into Kratos' past, but it's very much focused on the Nordic aspect of everything now, which is very good.
There's a lot of interesting stuff.
Oh yeah. The twist at the end of this game. We're gonna have a big conversation about the twist.
Spoilers, man. Spoilers.
I know. I'm sorry.
You say a twist, even if you don't say the twist, just by saying there's a twist, you're spoiling it.
Okay, I'm sorry. There's no twist.
I mean, I kind of figured, because My guess is that Freya turns on you because she kind of freaks out when she sees Atreus's thunder arrows.
Right. Yeah. She
burns them.
She has like that little bit of like
she's
just got a little bit of shiftiness to her,
Yeah.
For sure.
That's all my guess, but a better written game wouldn't do that, so we'll see.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's gonna have to do it for this week on the Full Tank Podcast. I'm gonna have to go get some food.
Very nice.
Any closing thoughts for this week?
Pokemon Diamond and Pearl came out 13 years ago in the U.S. today. You didn't think we'd be talking about Pokemon today, did you? We did.
We're talking about Pokemon. One last
also buy
thing.
more loot boxes.
Oh yeah, buy more loot boxes. My teacher just started on a brand new tattoo that he is getting a Vaporeon worked into. Speaking of Pokemon, apparently he's getting all evolutions worked into sleeves on his cool. He's getting all that tattooed on his arm. All right, but yeah, next week we're gonna go over the Homestead stuff.
Next week we have a break. You're not gonna be.
That's right. Next week we're gonna have a break, so we'll see you in 2 weeks. Actually. Yeah. All right.
See you.
I will see you later. Goodbye.